But first, it is so frustrating. You know, there are so many great targets out there when it comes to fighting this global warming hysteria. Targets the size of a house. There's the lies, the exaggerations, the dark predictions, the cynical use of children to spread panic and fear, and the sheer waste of your money. Yet, somehow, Energy Minister Angus Taylor, in this great target-rich environment, manages to shoot himself. Shoot himself right in his clown shoes. And this is just so bizarre. The question now is, has Taylor or have his staff committed a fraud, or are they just the victims of one? Here's what's happened. Taylor's office this week gave documents to the Daily Telegraph that the Sydney City Council, under Mayor CLOVER, who's a real global warming preacher, had blown nearly $16 million on travel, interstate and overseas, the hypocrites. And Taylor was quoted having sent Moore a letter saying, given your most recent annual report shows your council spent $1.7 million on international travel and $14.2 million on domestic travel, there is a real opportunity for your council to make a meaningful contribution to reducing Australia's emissions. It was funny, except it was false. Taylor was relying on the document he said had been downloaded from the Sydney Council website, the one on the left. But the real document from the website, with a slightly different font, by the way, is on the right. The council spent not $16 million on travel by its councillors, but just a shade over $2,000. How embarrassing it was for Taylor in Parliament today.
Does the minister stand by his claim that he downloaded the document from the City of Sydney's website in light of information released today by the City that metadata logs prove conclusively that the original documents had not been altered since being uploaded to their website almost 12 months ago?
Mr Speaker, as I say, the document was drawn from the City of Sydney website and it was publicly available. Now, I reject the bizarre suggestions and assertions being peddled by those opposite.
OK, but the problem is the metadata from the City of Sydney website does indeed seem to suggest the document is as it was when first posted last November. So, where on earth did the fake one come from? What on earth happened? Now, maybe the City of Sydney is lying when it says, oh, look at our metadata, but I doubt it. I doubt it. And Angus Taylor, well, one problem is he's not so great in his feet, tends to look like a deer in the headlights, but he's really going to have to come up with some answers here. And with Labor saying it's calling in the cops, those answers have better be good. But as I say, this is also frustrating. I mean, why isn't Taylor and why aren't the other government ministers going for the substance in attacking this warming hysteria? I mean, this CLOVER Moore. Yesterday, the same woman tweeted some reckless rubbish about a recklessly rubbish ABC report, claiming, oh, the information in this ABC report was truly shocking due to increasing climate risks like more severe bushfires, flooding and extreme wind. Insurance premiums are skyrocketing and many homes are becoming uninsurable. Now, that is wrong in every which way. For instance, the Insurance Council says, no, it's completely false that homes will become uninsurable. But more importantly, of course, global warming is actually not causing more property damage and insurance losses. I mean, a Macquarie University study, peer-reviewed, looked into exactly this question on insurance losses from Australian natural disasters over the last 50 years. And it concluded there is no trend in normalised losses from weather-related perils. In fact, for tropical cyclone, there was in fact a clear reduction in losses observed over the time, consistent with the declining numbers of landfalling cyclones we're getting, particularly in Queensland coast. And that report said the rising cost of natural disasters is being driven by where and how we choose to live. And with more people living in vulnerable locations with more to lose. Let me just put this very simply, in ways that maybe even the ABC and Clover Moore can understand. We are simply building more stuff in nice places on, hey, the Queensland coast, and, you know, deep in a forest or something. And when a cyclone comes, as a cyclone always does, there's just more stuff to damage. But there aren't more cyclones. So, here you go. Here's yet another example, just from yesterday, of the national broadcaster and Sydney's mayor falsely spreading the kind of global warming panic that is children crying in the streets.
I just don't know if they're going to do anything. And I'm so concerned with the fact that if they're not going to change anything, then what's going to happen to humankind? What's going to happen to the whole world if no one does anything?
That's what these characters, the ABC and Clover Moore, that's what they have children doing now, crying. I mean, for heaven's sake, how about the government, right? It's not fighting on the facts. It instead has Angus Taylor standing there waving a fake document and now with a sick look on his face.